You've seen the title, and yep, we're heading straight into Halloween vibes. If you've been scrolling your feed and thinking, like, I want spooky nails, but mine are too short and I can't draw, well, wrong and wrong. Because today I am going to show you five spooky, cute designs that short nail wearers can totally rock without hand painting a thing. Hey everyone, it's Tiana from the Maniology team. I'm here with another live stamping session. And whenever we go live, definitely we love sharing our tutorials, techniques, and hacks. And I'm so glad that you guys are here to join us today. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and join our stamping community. You'll always be the first to know when we go live. Today's stream is extra fun because I'm stamping five cute Halloween looks that you'll walk away with and you'll want to try on your own. So, and who better than to do the live than a short nail wearer right now? And actually, I might have a demo on these little short babies. So stick around. If you're totally new to new stamping or want to build up your basics before trying these Halloween looks, don't forget that we have a free nail stamping course. It walks you through everything step by step so you'll be ready to stamp along with us. And the link is in the description if you are interested. So go check it out. All right, I think I have everything, and I'm so excited to get into the nails today. Five looks sounds ambitious, but I promise you, we're going to do easy, beginner friendly designs. And again, let's just jump right in. If you guys are wondering about this cute thing, I have decided to crack open this sticky stamper station. Wicked cute. And I'm going to be using this one instead of my handy dandy. Decided, oh, it's cute. Let's do that. Let me prep a few things. If you've been here before, you know how it goes. Do I need a napkin over my Lotus stamping mat that helps me to protect my workstation? No. This is the lazy nail stamper hack. So the first design that we're going to go with, if everybody knows like the regular Halloween colors, right? Orange and black and purples and greens and stuff like that. But what if you could do a fun pop of color with a detailed full nail design? Sounds super simple. We're gonna go right into like the basics with a fun batty gradient that does have, in fact, a pop of color. And so this looks a lot brighter in person, I promise. Okay. It doesn't matter how close I bring it up to the camera, you still can't see its full brightness. But if you're interested, for those who may already have this color, I believe we came out with this last year. This is Funk Master 666. And I promise it's a lot more neon than this camera is giving off. Really, really nice, bright pop of color. So with this, no color is off limits with short nails, right? You can do whatever you want. I feel like there's definitely no rules. But some colors, I don't know about you. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. I feel like when you have short nails, really there are no colors that are off limits. It's maybe it's the real estate, there's not a whole lot of real estate so you can do whatever color you want. But sometimes I feel like when you have longer nails, it's a bigger commitment. Again, it's the nail estate, the real estate on the nails that to actually wear the color. But I don't know. Let me know. There's no rules. It's not a right or wrong kind of thing. Maybe it's just my opinion. But let me know in the comments what you think. But for this, we're going to go simple. All it takes is two contrasting colors and a gradient detailed design, and bam, you have your first design. So we're going to go in with, this is M398, and this is Spooky Gradients. You could literally pick any design off of this, but I'm going to go with the bats. Take your straight up black. And for beginners, definitely cover the whole design. Don't worry about the polish. cover the whole design. And get your scraper card. Scrape the polish to the edge. Pick up. And watch how easy this is. Bam. So a lot of impact, really simple, one stamp, and you are done. So this makes the whole stamping process really fun with just one very bright pop of color and black. There you go, your first Halloween design down. Perfect for short nails. And the next one I think is going to be super. I'm just so excited. Maybe because it's just the Halloween spirit. Summer has left my brain a long time ago. So maybe it's just that. Okay, so the next one, look number 2. We're going to do a fun take on a jack-o'-lantern, and we're going to do a Smudgeicure. So if you're not aware of a Smudgeicure honestly just makes nails really fun. And this is the paper that I pulled off my sticky stamper station. And here, what I had showed earlier. And I am going to use the back. Now the back is like this shiny, kind of really, really, really shiny backing. And what that helps to do is create your Smudgeicure base. And it just allows you to mix 2 colors up. I'm going to show you the process. It's really super simple. And mix it up however you want to create your look. So as the base color, I have a beautiful custard called Boogie Nights, Boogie Nights B522, which is this gorgeous custard. And I'm doing this as a base because sometimes when you do a Smudgeicure, sometimes there might be some like pockets of missing paint. So this just kind of helps you to just cover that area. Hopefully that's not the case, but if that does happen to be the case, there's ways to fix it, but no worries about that. Smudgeicures are super easy and it's a nice way to add interest to the base of your nails. And again, it's just as simple as mixing 2 colors. And then we just splat away. So I'm bringing in that same color, the Funk Master 666, and I'm going to use the custard, the Boogie Nights, and I'm going to mix that together just by adding some drops to the back of this. Okay. Like I said, there's no rhyme or reason. Just go ahead and do what you want. And I think as a beginner and stuff, maybe it's good to have more real estate of paint. I think when you get the hang of it, like it's good to maybe practice, but for a first time, don't even worry about it. So here I'm just taking my dotting tool and I'm just kind of just going for it. Here I have my monocle stamper and I'm just going to go smoosh or splat or however you want to do it. And there you go. That is your Smudgeicure. I want to let that kind of sit for a little bit because as you can imagine, it's very, very wet. And when the Smudgeicure is too wet, it can kind of move on the nail. Okay. So this is dry. And we're going to go ahead and splat this on to the nail. Just like that. And so you see where the tip just took all the paint. And that's what the base looks like. A nice, fun kind of tie-dye effect. So you see there are parts, like if you wanted to, if you had like a pinky that you're also trying to do this on, Like that part could cover my pinky. So you don't have to waste this design. You can use it for multiple nails if it fits your design and your nail beds. Now you see all these parts that have like the holes. That's why we painted on that custard base first. So if there are any places that had missing color, it just looks like a part of the design. So let me just clean off the stamper. And let me show you. We're going to bring in M254. Now this plate is super fun, like particularly fun because you have over 10 different jack-o'-lantern pumpkins that like you could do each nail a different face. And so it really makes the stamping process really enjoyable. And again, going back to the creating interest, it creates a lot of interest on the nail. So we're going to go with something that's really standard, I guess, for the jack-o'-lantern face, which is this one. And now you see, if you compare that face to my nail bed, it's kind of big, right? Well, I got a hack for you. So let's go ahead and stamp this onto the nail, just using our straight up black. Scrape, pick up that face, make sure to take off that. And let's go ahead and center this into the middle of the design. And there you go. Perfect. Now, for any of you who are wondering, how that's my stamping now. We can go ahead and fix that with just taking some paint and a detail brush and going to fix those little bits. That's the beauty of having just a solid paint color. And I can just show you just a little blip of that so you can see that it is just as simple to go ahead and fix, those parts if they bug you. If not, no worries. And it's just as simple. You don't need a whole lot of polish. Watch the nose. And that's literally the hack to fixing your stamp design if there are just like some light missing bits. And just as you would, you just go ahead and let this dry. And you can see too on my brush, there is not a whole lot of paint. You just need a little for that area and you're done. Okay. But like I said earlier, if we look at some of these images and stuff and you kind of measure them up against your nail, you're kind of thinking, oh, okay. And this is actually something I hear a lot from like short nail people that the stamping image looks way too big for my nails. So if you've been a part of the tiny or small nail community, I have something that is going to be life changing. And this is the Flexi Stamper. It's about to be your new BFF, promise. It actually helps to shrink and resize your design so it fits perfectly on short nails. And I will go ahead and show you exactly how that's done. So I just want to show really quick. You've seen what the original nail looks like, but let me just stamp it onto my sticky stamper station just so you have an idea. A side-by-side comparison. Let me get some acetone on my cotton here so I can clean going to use the same design for reference. Going in with the jack-o'-lantern face. Pick up the design. Let's take off that backing. And here you go. This is the Sticky Stamper Station, and this is the original stamped size. Okay. Now we're going to go in with our Flexi Stamper. And now, honestly, I could have showed you with the Flexi Stamper, but either way, it's coming out that way. So how you would use this is it has this knob. Let me take this part off so you can see it. On the inside, it has a knob that you see how it pushes up and goes down. Okay. So the Flexi Stamper, we're going to push this all the way up until it can't go no more. It's locked now. Okay. And I don't know if you had seen what that does to the head. So it creates more of a dome-like structure over here. So it's expanding the design. So taking that same jack-o'-lantern face, we're going to pick up the same design, scrape, and there you go. See that jack-o'-lantern face? Let's take off this other piece. And now let's go ahead and bring that piece down. And I'm going to take this off because I want to be able to see. So you still have the clear stamper function. And there you go. So you see how that decreases the size using just the Flexi Stamper. Now you guys are in for a treat because I told you that I too have been rocking the short nails all year. And I've been, giving my nails a much needed break from like artificial extensions all year. So I want to show you how the Flexi Stamper looks on my nails. And then what's going to be so nice is that I'm going to use these cuticle protectors on my own to do a whole lot less cleanup because if we're just being honest, whether you're a beginner or you're a pro seasoned stamper, cleanup is like the worst. I mean, I don't hear anybody saying like cleanup is the best part of doing nail art. So this is going to be a really good takeaway that this is use the cuticle tape nail protector. And it's so cute too. This is going to make doing Smudgeicures and stamping fun with minimal cleanup. Okay, so here, I'm just going to show you. I took it off the page. It's very pliable. I'm going to get that U. What I like to do is kind of keep this U very close to my cuticle line, and this is stretchable, okay? So before I really commit, I like to stretch it to the shape of, like the cuticle part. And again, if you want to know why I love this so much, especially for short nails, look, see that stretchy part? We're going to cover the top of our nail here because when you stamp, there's a lot of polish that can get on the top of the nail. And that's, if cleanup sucks, what also sucks is cleaning up with black polish. Okay. After you've taken the time to like do your nails and do all your prep work and stuff, cleaning up black polish is the worst because there can be staining involved and all this kind of stuff. So using something like this really, really helps. Okay. Not only that, if you're also going to do the techniques that I'm going to do. So I'm going to make this super simple because I know you guys don't want to like be waiting forever. So I'm going to take that custard color and I'm using a makeup wedge here. and I'm going to splat, splat, splat on that to my nail to create a base. Now, normally you would have some kind of nail base already on. You see how thin that is? But I know the reason why it's thin is because, um, sorry, the reason why it's thin is because I want it to dry quicker. Okay. So pretty much this is dry. If I was going ahead and putting in coat after coat, I would have to wait. We'd all be waiting here forever, and we don't want to be doing that. And I wanted to show this process from start to finish so you guys can get an idea of what this looks like. Okay. So like I said, this is dry. Going in with a second coat. Okay, that should be good enough. I know it looks very sheer and stuff, but we're also going to do the Smudgeicure over it. I just wanted a base as like a background, okay? So this is the creative part over here. Don't be afraid to just add more polish. We're going to mix this all together and create kind of like a really cool tie-dye. Take the back end. If you don't have a dotting tool, you can also do this with like a toothpick or something. Yeah. Is there a rhyme or reason? Nope. Just go ahead and mix those colors up. I'm using the monocle stamper just because it's a big space. You don't have to if splat. Here you go. Okay. So again, creating interest and stuff, I want to be able to see both colors. So kind of wait a little. Looks very wet still. Let's wait. Oh my gosh. Did you see how messy that got? That cleanup's gonna suck. Okay, I can see some parts where I'm missing polish, but I'm gonna utilize what I got here and try and fix some of those bits up. Okay. And don't worry, once you put a top coat, it's gonna fix all of that. Ah, my page just got stuck. That's like the behind the scenes realness of doing nail art on the live. Okay, so now let's go in with this. Let me prep my Flexi Stamper first. Make sure that the surface is clean. Okay, and I'm also going to go ahead and just extend this so it's ready for me. Going in with that design. Picking that up, you see the face. Now I'm going to bring that down. And look at that. There you go. So 2 hacks in 1, plus you guys got a demo of my actual short nails. Look at that. I'm dropping gems today. and just a repeat, taking a little bit of black polish, and let's go ahead and dot some of those areas that's missing that black. Sometimes there's like air bubbles that can get in between you and your stamp. So not to worry. And there you go, just like that. Easy fix. Now, moment of truth, right? I have the cuticle protector for these short nails. Now, just look at that. How much cleaning I would have had to do had I not put that on. Gross, right? But look at this. Ta-da! Minimal cleaning. Super, super easy. I have a cleanup brush here that I'll put a little bit of acetone on. And let's go and clean that edge right there. Isn't that nice? A whole lot less cleaning that I've would have had to do had I not put the cuticle protector tape on. That was so much nicer. There you go. So I hope you guys like that kind of dual tip. And that looks really, really cute. So you can imagine all the rest of these faces and putting that all over. You could even do different backgrounds too, like different Smudgeicures, but I still think it's a really cute design, especially for a beginner. And if that's the look that you're going for. So we're moving on to look 3, which is a twist on a classic French tip, but we're going to make it moody. Everybody, I think, loves a French tip design. It's a classic look for just any time of the year, any time of the season. Just change up the color. But today I'm going to put a fun edge on a design, making the free edge cloudy and moody. And then we're going to be also adding that pop of color that I was talking about earlier. So you see a running theme in this live stream today is going to be fun, cute nails with a pop of color. And this is Seafoam Swell. And today's plate, I'm going to be featuring M304. This is the Boogie French, and you can see it has a lot of really cute, like cloud-like designs or like hazy designs. We're going to go for cloud today. And just because it's a French, I already painted like the brightening base coat. It's up to you if you want to do just a your regular natural nail color, but I just painted this on. So we're going to go in with this fun kind of bright turquoise and pick up one of these really cute cloud designs. Now with, oop, that was funny. With these kind of designs, you want to make sure that, oh, this card. You know what? I will get back to my point. I wanted to make sure that I picked this up. If it looks like I'm clumsy with this small scraper, I'm gonna tell you why. And it's because normally I use the full nail, the full scraper card. That is why I am so clumsy with the scraper card. I usually have a huge card in my hand. So using something that's this tiny, I thought it fit the vibe. Okay. So honestly, that's why I'm using this. I thought it fit the vibe. And it does fit the vibe. I love it. It's a mood, but I'm clumsy because I'm normally used to picking up a huge, huge card. And yeah, so if it looked a little, why? What's going on with T? Is she okay? I'm okay. It's just, you know, it's not normally my thing. But here is the cloud design. So we set that up, and now we're going to add some accents. Now, these are the kind of designs that we don't want to sleep on. So they have all these really cute small designs, perfect for short nails. And we're just going to add some bits to it. Again, it only takes two contrasting colors, nothing hard. Um, I want to pick up this cute little Spidey here. Now this, just using the back of my card, trying to pick up, pick up, pick up. Now I want to kind of shorten this, the length of this. So I'm just going to, just like that, kind of cut it a little. Because we have short nails. We don't have long nails. And I want to just, right there. There you go. So you saw what I did, just shorten up the line, that kind of web that it was coming down on. And I'm going to pick up some of these like really tiny stars here. I love plates like this because you just get to be so creative however you want to and change up each of your nails. So if you want to have a different kind of, what do you call? Okay, if it looks like it's getting cloudy, it's because my stamper is cloudy. Maybe I'll change it up for you guys so you guys can better see through this. You know, if you've been with me for a long time, you know I don't get rid of anything. If the stamper still works, she works. And so we let her work for us. But, you know, for the sake of y'all at home, we want to get a stamper that you can see through, right? So I'll change it up and make it a little easier and find me a stamper head that is clear and see through. But that stamper, we're not getting rid of that. We're going to repurpose her for something else. Or I'll just use it for stamping when I'm not recording, right? Is that better? Is it time for me to get new stampers? See, this is the reason why you need to keep stampers around. Okay, so this is what we got so far. Let's get back to our third design here. This is what we got so far, but we want to add a few more accents here. So let's see, let's go back with our, let's see. I want to add in some of these like dots, these little dots. Kind of add some filler space to our design. Okay. So, ooh, let's see. Ah, okay. Sorry, there was something I saw in the star. So that was giving me pause and hesitation. My bad. We're gonna do that again. No biggie, no biggie. What is a biggie is not having acetone on my cotton pad. But let's do that again and pick up one of those little four pointed stars here. See if I can get a really nice clean pickup because that other one had like a little white bit in it and that was bugging me, but then I thought I could do it and then, you know, made me hesitate. And so oftentimes hesitation causes problems, right? Okay. And let's go in because this is Halloween. Let's go in and I'm going to do a little bat. Pick and choose whatever it is that you want. Doesn't even matter. Be as creative as you want. Okay. And there you go. Have a cute Halloween French with that pop of color, adds interest, got stars, you got all kinds of stuff. Really, really fun. So now this next one is kind of fun. Again, they're all fun. They're all cute, right? That's the theme of today. But I'm going to go with a color scheme that I feel like is a little different for Halloween. I feel like people don't normally gravitate to this, but again, we're going cute, we're going fun. And I'm gonna do a hot pink halo spider web. So just stay with me, okay? If French tip is like the classic look for every season, any time of the year, then I feel like spider webs would be the perfect look for each Halloween. And seriously, if you think that I'm kidding, look on your social feed. You can find a million and one different ways to do a spider web, okay? And honestly, if you wanted to, you could hand draw it if you want. Yeah, not exactly my thing, if you're asking me. But you know, if any of you have already thought that watching me and just painting in any of these black areas for my jack-o'-lantern was hard, imagine painting the daintiest and straightest of lines or curve of lines, and that's all it is line work. Yeah, you can count me out. That's a hard no for me. That's why you need nail stamping, okay? But we're going to go in with our next plate, and it's going to be M032, and we're going to use this design here. This is Fright Night, and we're going to be using this design. And I like it too because it kind of looks, sorry, it looks like it's grabbing onto the edges of your nail, and you can kind of pick and choose, especially if you have small nails. Like it's a big design, so you can pick and choose wherever you want to start. Even if you wanted to, you could probably put it to the side too. Uh, be as creative as you want to be. It's the world is your oyster or mansion, haunted mansion, whatever you want. So here I started with a base, a pink base, and this is powder puff. Okay. Going in with my handy dandy makeup wedge, I'm going to go in with seaweed. Now, I'm going to do this because I don't want the liquid. Yes, could I just go ahead and paint on this design and just go blah, blah, blah? Yes, I could. But I don't want to because, again, we're not waiting here and I don't want the liquid. I want all of this beautiful shimmer payoff. Okay, now I know with the lights, it's really hard for you to see. You can probably see it in the bottle much better. And it's going to complement the pink really nicely because it already has kind of like a pinky green coloring going on. So what the sponge does is helps to suck all the liquid and leave you with all the beautiful shimmers. So what looked flat does not look flat anymore. Okay? It looks very sheen like. I'm going to do it again because that's just not enough for me. So we're going to go in and do this. Now you can see this technique would be a perfect place to use a cuticle protector tape. Now again, this is dry. That is the benefit of using this technique. I know not everybody will, which is completely fine. You do you. So there, what once was just a cream flat color now has turned into this gorgeous iridescent green, pink yumminess now. Okay. So now let me cut this off. We If I don't throw away stamper heads, I am most definitely not just throwing away a whole wedge. We cut wedges here. Now what I'm going to do is now we're going to go in with Slam Book, which is this beautiful hot pink. And I'm going to put a little, we're doing a halo, right? So I'm just going to do a little blip of pink in the center. And don't worry, I know it doesn't look like much, but this is going to go a long way, especially because you have short nails, right? We're going to go back in with seaweed and we're going to paint around that. If it goes over just a little, doesn't even matter. Okay. Now going in, let me blot that one time. Okay. Now, because I probably took too long, I need to kind of get a little more pink on the. There you go. Let me do that one more time and find the center and kind of. We want to get all that hot pink in the center. Okay. Keep it really simple. I'm going to go back in with and do this once again. So what happens when you talk and you got to kind of move a little quickly because you don't want the polish to just dry too much. So we're just going to add in a little bit of pink here. I'm just going to blot one time and go for it. Okay, so there you go. We got a little halo effect going on here. And we also have more of that glamour shimmer going on. Okay. And again, because this is a cute image, I'm actually going to stamp with white. I'm not going to stamp with black. Now, if you have a preference, that's completely up to you. Nothing fits the mode better than having black and pink. It's probably one of my most famous nail combinations to use, but I'm going to do white. Want to keep it kind of light and ethereal and playful and cute. So I'm going in with our BAM white. I don't know about you guys, but our white and black is, you know, pretty awesome. If you haven't tried it, definitely you want to pick it up, keep it in your repertoire of stamping. And there you go. Isn't that cute? And imagine painting on all those lines. I could never. Like I said, hard no. Hard no. That is a nay. Negatory good buddy. Okay, so we've done 4 designs already. Look at my little jack-o'-lantern saying hi. 4 designs, we got one more, okay? And here I am just giving you guys all of the tips, all of the fun stuff, but could you imagine that I would have another fun design that you could do on short nails? Okay, so we're gonna go in and do a cute psychedelic ghosty kitties, okay? And who doesn't want ghosty kitties? When I am gone from this earth, please take me to the land of haunted ghosty kitties and dogs. That's exactly where I want to be. The design speaks for itself. If the design wasn't eye catching already, we're going to make a psychedelic and bright, dry airbrush. So this design is M313. I'm going to go ahead and use this really cute print of ghost kitties. You guys probably thought that I was kidding, right? But these are kitties as ghosts. Okay. So the hack that I was talking about, because we are going to be using bright colors, is that, when you want the best bang for your neon buck, paint a white polish base. Okay. If that's the look that you're going for, you are going to want to use this hack because many neon colors are translucent. And this could be for a number of different reasons. I'm not the manufacturer, please don't come for me, but I think that it has to do with the mix of the neon pigment and the base color like balancing. So whatever the reason is, if you find yourself using neon colors and you want the best color payoff, try my white base hack. Now here I am using a neon base. This is high voltage, okay? And you can already see I did 2 coats and you can already see how translucent it is. Nothing's wrong with that if that's what you're going for, but if you're not, you're going to want to use this. Like I said, that's 2 base colors. This, I did my stippling of white, so a really thin coat. And I'm going to go with that high voltage. And it's night and day. Highlighter yellow. Look at that. You can't see the back. This one, you can see that the sticky base, or I'm sorry, the stickies, the Uhu putty that I'm using, you can see right through it. This one, you can't see anything. So translucent with the hack. There's really no comparison. So if that's the look you're going for, use a white base. Okay. So going in with the kitties. Oh, we're not even doing that. We're going to do the base. I told you we're going to dry brush this. Sorry, getting a little caught up in all of the paint fumes that I'm smelling around here. So dry brushing is a really nice way to, again, add more interest to your base, add something a little different than one solid color. And it's really like what I said. So you're going to take your polish, whatever polish you decide to use, and take off as much polish. Okay. Like most of the polish from the brush is going to look dry. But you're going to take that technique and you're just going to like brush it. And I like to do it randomly throughout the nail. I know you can't see that because it's like yellow, but we're going to go in with some other colors. Okay. I got the pink. So when it comes off, even something like this is too much. Take off as much polish as you can. So it's really dry and you're not gobbing on like a whole bunch of polish. Okay. So I like to do it randomly because we're going to show different colors here. Okay. So there. So this technique kind of looks a little distressed. I'm going to go in with this beautiful kind of turquoisey green. Now this has a lot of polish, so let's take off as much as we can. And techniques like this, I think, is perfect for a beginner too, because there's no way, like you don't have to be right about doing the technique. Make sure to turn your brush if you want. So that's what we got going for us so far. I also have some blue. Continue doing that dry brush technique. Want to get off as much polish as possible. And you kind of want to be quick about it because you can still have polish coming from the neck here, coming down. So want to make sure that there's not too many white parts there, okay? And there you go. You have a beautiful, bright, distressed looking nail there. I love the way that turned out. I don't know about you guys, but I think I want to add more pink. Maybe it's just me. Oh, see, that's what happens when there's too much. Polish there. I'm trying to take my dry brush to kind of. Alrighty, so let's let that sit. We really shouldn't have to let it sit for too long just because we're doing a dry brush technique, but that one, as you can see, unfortunately, I gobbed on a little too much. Let's let that sit. And I'm gonna just cap my polishes because clumsy is as clumsy does, and that would be the name of the game today. And it's not really good for your polishes to just be sitting like this. But I understand it's a necessary evil when you're doing nail art. So just make sure to cap your polishes, and so they don't evaporate and dry up on you. Okay. Now I'm going to take a gamble because I can still see that it's a little wet, but we should. That's okay. We're good. We're gonna do that. Let's take our design. Cover all the kitties. Scrape all the kitties. And stamp all the kitties. Okay. That is so cute. Look at all the ghost kitties. Okay, let me take a moment to kind of reorganize myself, clean up this area because right now, the camera freaks out if it doesn't have something to really just focus in on, which is cool. We love the fact that it's trying its hardest, but let's, I'm even going to move this too, just because. So we can go in and see all of these designs for our short nail designs. As a matter of fact, while we're doing that, really simple. Okay, let's go in and paint our smudge free. I love that. Going over the black and smudge free does not smudge over the black. And I promise you, I'm not even floating it. And if you don't know what floating is, even better. Doesn't even matter. And all but one design, I'm using black polish. So I'm here for this top coat. We love it. Even if you're not a nail stamper, but you wear a lot of black or just dark colors. If you're doing stamping, you need this. But even if you're not, this design is so cute. And the shimmer is just so pretty. All right, as we're going ahead and letting that all dry, look at that. No smudge on all of the black. Love this thing. Okay, so there you have it. 5 cute nail designs that are quick, fun, and perfect for short nails. And from pumpkins to webs to ghosty cats, there is a look for everyone. So let me know in the comments. Are you team bats? Are you team bats? Jack-o'-lantern? Moody cute French? Or hot pink spider webs? Or team ghosty kitty? Let me know in the comments which one you are because, you also don't have to choose. If you're a Halloween lover like us, um, it might be extremely hard for you to choose. So, you don't have to. But I hope I gave you some really fun designs that you can go off and now wear with pride for Halloween with your short nails. And see, you don't need long claws or hand painted skills to rock Halloween designs. See, nail stamping makes it easy and fun. Just join in the fun. So if you're brand new to stamping or want to brush up on your basics, don't forget we have a free nail stamping course just waiting for you. It's a perfect way to get confident in your stamping skills and work up those muscle memory and start creating your own designs at home. But I think that's going to be all for me today. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. And don't forget to subscribe if this is the kind of thing you're looking for and you want more inspiration, especially for Halloween. Check us out. Subscribe so you don't miss our next live. Take care. Bye.